later,
I'm going to tell you how code enforcement used a new program to demolish a vacant home in this community.
that and much more on this special code enforcement edition of Let's Talk DeKalb. Stick around.
Here's DCTV's own Jauntrica West with that story.
Imagine having to live next to this eyesore with its burnt shell and broken windows staring you in the face every day. If you can't imagine it, just talk to Windy Ridge Estates resident Danny Triplin.
I live right next door, 6325 Windy Ridge Way.
For 3 years, this vacant home has been an annoying eyesore in the community.
You know, one of the biggest things is that every time I would have a family function or have friends over, they would come over and look, is that house still there? And, you know, it was just kind of like obvious, yes it is.
However, Danny Triplin can also tell you about how code enforcement worked with him and his community to get this eyesore torn down using the In-Rem program, which allows the county to demolish property that is privately owned.
Thanks to Mr. Jordan and the Code Officer Adams, they explained the In-Rem process and how that was going to go and what that was going to take. I mean, it was a long time coming, but they were extremely patient with me and constantly kept me informed.
After all the pieces were in place, it was finally time to demolish the home. As the home is being torn down, residents look on in amazement and even take photos of a site they thought they'd never see.
I'm really happy to see it gone. We don't have to worry about children going in anymore or looters trying to take it for aluminum and copper wire and things of that nature. And it's just more for the safety of the community and no longer an eyesore.
We are appreciative of everyone who has been involved and who stepped up and taken care of this.
We're totally excited, and I just can't thank DeKalb enough and all the different departments that are here. And we took over 3 years to get it processed. It has now been torn down in less than an hour.
This is the first private property that has been demolished using the In-Rem program. Before, the county could only demolish county-owned property, but now this new program will be a great tool to help code enforcement fight the blight in the county.
This is incredible. I'm extremely excited because we've been working hard in code enforcement to get these places at a point where we have the legal right to do this. Then the collaboration internally with community development, with sanitation, to bring together all the powers that be to come down to get this type of thing done.
And with this new program, residents can begin to see more vacant homes demolished in the near future.
Well, this is progress, and this is what DeKalb County citizens have been yearning for. They have been asking, what can we do with homes that have been burned or been foreclosed on or vacant and becomes an eyesore in the community. So this is a process that we had to deal with our legal department through the In-Rem process. And so now we have a legal ramification and the regulation in place to demolish houses inside our communities.
And with the tearing down of each abandoned home, neighborhoods can begin to rebuild and make their neighborhood what it once was.
Our plans are, we hope that this property will be purchased and somebody will come back in and do another D.R. Horton model and rebuild this home and, just kind of enhance the neighborhood.
This year alone, code enforcement has demolished more than 35 homes using the In-Rem program. They hope to demolish 45 homes by the end of this year. I'm Jauntrica West. Let's Talk DeKalb.
Thank you so much, Jauntrica, for that story. Awesome job. Now, there are many agencies and organizations throughout the state of Georgia that assist victims in human trafficking. And recently, DeKalb County opened its own center where victims can not only get care and resources, they can also speak with law enforcement, all in one place. Here's DCTV's own Jauntrica West with more.
For those families and individuals that find themselves at the crossroads of life and need sanctuary, finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, there is a safe haven here in DeKalb County, and we call it the Family Protection Center.
After 8 years of hard work, dedication, and determination of DA Robert James, along with various organizations and government entities, the Family Protection Center of DeKalb County has now opened its doors at Police and Fire Rescue Headquarters in Tucker.
I think this partnership really shows, as long as it took it shows that we as a family in DeKalb County are committed to doing the right things where our most vulnerable are concerned. And so again, I'm just thankful to be a part of this, a part of being able to help something like this come to pass. Being the first is always good to say. In DeKalb County, we are proud to be the first to offer a family protection center of this nature in our state.
This is the first center in the state of its kind where citizens can go for all of their needs if they have become victim to a crime.
They can come here, families, they're here for you. You got advocates, you got people who's going to help you get through the tough times in life. And this is what the Family Protection Center is all about. So this is family is first, and that's what they're going to exemplify in this model.
The purpose of the DeKalb County Family Protection Center is to provide a single, safe, and secure location for victims of different crimes, including domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, child abuse, and human trafficking. Here, victims can receive assistance and critical care services such as examinations and counseling services.
It's unique. This is really the first of its kind in the state, and we're excited about that we're able to protect the most vulnerable, those victims who come to the county in their time of need. Those sexually exploited, physically exploited, our seniors, our young people as well. They have a kind of a one-stop shop that they can come to handle whatever the incident has been.
Having the Protection Center strategically placed at Police and Fire Rescue makes officers and investigators more readily available to help victims get through the process a lot faster, and victims do not have to go to multiple places following their traumatic encounter.
They can come here, they meet with our officers next door, usually that's how they report the crime. We'll be able to walk them right in, get started. There's counselors on site. They can do a forensic interview, get that out of the way immediately. It's a safe environment. For our detectives, they're right next door, they just walk over, and so this will be much more convenient for everybody. Very excited about it.
The first room we're going to come into is over here on the right, and this is our family advocacy room.
This one-stop shop has rooms for interviews, observations, forensics, medical, and sexual assault exams. There is also a teddy bear wall for children to have something to take with them to help them feel safe and comfortable while at the center.
The family protection is what says it all, from children through adolescence, through domestic violence, through elder abuse. We touch the whole family, and we can serve the whole family here.
This is just the beginning of what the Family Protection Center will have to offer to the community. In the future, the center is expected to grow tremendously by making the facility 24 hours and offering services to help victims with things such as resumes, money management, and GED classes. The Family Protection Center will definitely make a mark in history for DeKalb, and it will also create new beginnings for the citizens of the county. DeKalb County is part of Metro Atlanta, which has been considered the hub of human trafficking. We want to end this as well as all other crime, so the Family Protection Center of DeKalb County has opened its doors to you and would like to say, welcome home. I'm Jauntrica West. Let's talk DeKalb.
Thanks, Jauntrica.